Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, fingers crossed, right? That PulseChain launches this year. And it's awesome to see, it's really cool to see, like, having been there at the beginning of Hex and now with the sacrifice for PulseChain and PulseX, what's going to be coming into fruition. The wait is definitely going to be well worth it. And it's also, I mean, I know for yourself that's more of the technical details. It was kind of cool to see a little bit of the pivot from the fork of the Parelia, like BSC, to the ETH 2.0. I know that had kind of, maybe put a wrench in some of the timing as far as, how long it's taking for PulseChain to come out. But yeah, I mean, if everything goes well, we're definitely going to see that launch this year. And, that's going to kind of be just like the ripple, like the drop of water that creates all of these different waves and all of these other ecosystems for people that hadn't heard about Richard Hart, or Hex or things like this community. If they haven't heard about that before PulseChain launches, then they're going to hear about that after. Because just like you mentioned with going to the meetups and things like this, people have definitely heard, they now know like the term crypto, or it might have like a sour taste in their mouth from maybe someone that was in BitConnect in 2017, things like that. But the cool thing about what we're doing with the meetups, or just the crypto in general, is it seems to be doing things, but like one step better, and kind of doing it the right way instead of rushing to launch and then having something not turn out as well. So what I think we're going to see is PulseChain launch this year, and yeah, that obviously includes PulseX and everything else that's getting forked over. And that's going to be really cool. It's like I said, it's been a long time coming, and it's going to be cool to see it into fruition, because you can only onboard so much, and you can only hype people up so much before something is launched. And especially with some of the timing and things, people might just get bored or disinterested until it does launch. So I'm really looking forward to that happening, and it's going to be the ecosystem that I imagine it in my head. Cheaper fees, things like this. It's gonna be a good opportunity for all of us. And the cool thing is too is Jerry had mentioned the Bitcoin documentaries and things like that. This definitely does feel like that. Not that I was there, in Bitcoin early on, I wasn't, but I know when Richard had talked about his intentions for Hex, and now what we're seeing with PulseChain, it really is going to be something big. And as far as like the snowball downhill analogy, it's really just getting started, and it's going to be exciting to see how much more generational wealth is created, and also just being able to get other people into what I think is a good investment, a good community, good people. As far as the last thing I'll say is, as far as the meetups go, like Max had mentioned, that you're kind of contemplating in your head, like, okay, should I go to this meetup? Is it kind of, is it gonna damage my operational security, things like that? Are there any concerns? For me, I haven't had any concerns come into fruition. Like, everything's been everything's been super cool, kind of as it's been since the beginning, as far as the people that I've met, and also their intentions too. So just really looking forward to PulseChain, and that sacrifice for the points, for the Pulse points, is going to be pretty cool. And anyways, it's just a whole ecosystem. Once it's launched, you can't really turn it back or redo it. So I appreciate Richard for taking the time, because just like with Hex in the beginning, before it was launched, Dev Kyle had kind of noticed some of the like there's kind of like a slight bug in the actual T-share rate itself, where what's supposed to be longer pays better and things like that. The system could have been gamed. And so the point is just the wait for what Richard's been doing with PulseChain. We all think that that's gonna turn into something pretty nice, versus it having launched before when maybe it wasn't all the way ready.
There are no redos. Yes, definitely. I think Richard, We trust in him. He's got all the plans. He's playing 4D chess. He's 10 steps ahead of everyone, and so far so good. You got to wait, but that's the only pain we've had. The only pain has been waiting. There's been no disasters, no PulseChain false starts. It's been great. So Hex went down with everything else. Pulse, we're going to see how it launches and how things go with it, but it's looking better than ever this year. I kept pushing out 2024. I'm like, I don't want to think about it this year. In the last few weeks, I see the dev outrage marketing, and I'm like, maybe 2023, maybe we can have a chance. So